Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Wonders they say shall never end. Guys, you would be surprised to see this happen in a church. Church members were filmed while they were bowing down to a goat that was nailed on the cross in a religious gathering in Malawi. You can see from the particular picture, you see some women dressed in white with the blue on the garment and blue robe bowing down to a goat, and the goat had been killed and cut open before it was nailed with the inside of the goat on a display. You can see that they took out everything and emptied the goat and opened it up. That's the goat on the cross that you can see there, and the members are seen screaming and praying as they all bow down to that particular goat. What do you think of this, or what do you make out of this? This is happening in a church. You can see the women all dressed in their own regalia, and you see the goats there hung on the cross. So now, are they worshipping these goats as a form of God, or is that their own form of creating Jesus Christ? What can you say with regards to something like this? I don't know why some people use the name of God in vain. Some people have turned the house of God to something else. If you want to worship the devil, I think you can't serve two masters at a time. If you want to worship the devil, you concentrate on worshiping the devil. And if you want to worship God, you concentrate on worshiping God. I think that is how it works. Because you can't say you're serving God, then at the same time you are practicing some kind of demonic activities. This is demonic. This will Christ tell you that you should worship an animal? This was what happened back then during the time of Pharaoh. In those days, the Old Testament, you could see where the worship calf, the worship gold. The Egyptians, when they were freed from the hands of Pharaoh, when the carved gold images and they were all worshipping and bowing down, that was exactly what they were doing. And this is exactly what they are doing. Or are they going back to the Old Testament? And even back then, they didn't even use a cross. They just carved all those carved images. You could see it if you've actually watched it before. You would see that it was gold, plated of gold. They used their gold earrings, gold necklace, gold bracelets, and all of that. They had to melt it to make those carved images, but they didn't hang it on a cross. But this is looking so strange and horrible. You can see that it's a very big goat that they had cut. The head is still there. Look at the arms of the goat right on the cross. Looking at this now, what will this signify? Does this signify the act of God or the act of worshiping God? Or does this signify the act of demonic activities? Because you can't look at this kind of a thing and call it that it's a way of worship, or you would now say that these people are actually serving God. Come to think of it, these are people that claim that they are in the church, in the house of God. So what will represent Christ? Is this the goat that is representing Christ for them? Or are they just assuming that this goat is Christ? So let them use the goat in form of Christ and worship like they are serving God. This is why some people say Christianity, sometimes people have turned it upside down, and this is how they insult and give bad names to Christians, to some Christians that are even worshiping God in truth and in spirit. You find out that when someone who is not even a Christian comes to see this, and then the person don't understand properly about Christians, it should look like This is what happens in the house of God or in the church where people bow down to animal. Because bowing down to this animal, it's an evil way of worship. This can't be Christ-like way of worship. Christ did not tell us to take an image in form of him to worship. That was not it. Thou shalt not worship the Lord thy God in vain. What is happening here? This is a description of the opposite of what Christ is saying in the Bible. Why will human beings carry out a form like this and then they still call it church? I think it's better you differentiate between you serving God and serving man-made images or serving other kind of things, and then you use the name of God or the house of God to practice such worship. It says in the Bible, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God. Practices like this shouldn't be done in the house of God. They should have a form of identification. They should differentiate or identify themselves as what they are or what they worship. Not coming under the umbrella of Christ and then you now practice this. There's someone who is a novice or who don't even understand anything about Christianity and just for the first time come in to see this kind of a thing. Don't you think the person will be scared and run away? Or the person will be like, oh, is this what Christians do? You know, someone who don't even know anything may come in and just run into this thing. The person would run away because looking at this thing, it looks very scary. If you don't even take a good look at the head and see it's a goat, you may even think that it's a human being that was ripped open because you can see blood is all over. It's a fresh goat that was cut, opened, and hung on this cross. This is very, very scary. Even these kids that are there, I'm just wondering how they're able to stay there and see something like this. It's scary even for children. So now when kids are having nightmares, having horrible dreams at night, you'll be wondering where it's coming from. Things like this can be very scary. You can start having very horrible dreams in the night. Because you can't tell me that someone will come in, maybe you just barging in for the first time and you see something like this and you won't run away. You would run away because people have not described the church or the knowledge about church. It's never been seen in this manner. Neither have anybody described it that once you step into the church, you're going to see a carved image or you're going to see an animal that you need to bow down to. See, they're all bowing down to this goat that is hung on this cross. Is this another form or new age worship? I don't know what to call this because this can't be called a Christian way of worship. It's not in the Bible. Neither have we ever seen anything like this before. Probably they are worshiping or they are practicing something else, not Christianity. Maybe they have used the house of God to disguise whatever form of worship they are practicing. Looking at this is complete act of evil, act of demonic worship. Can you put a goat? Okay, look at the head of the goat is even still there. So is the goat now their mini god? Or is the goat now their form of God that they need to bow down to? Or is it some kind of magic they are practicing using this particular dead goat? This is very scary and it sends a bad picture and bad image about Christians or about Christianity or about the house of God as a whole. Because if someone, like I said, who is not a Christian and doesn't know anything about Christianity or doesn't know anything about the church and comes to see this, the person would have a different picture entirely in his head or in her mind, owing to the fact that for the first time he or she got into the church, he saw where they are worshipping a goat, a dead goat. Who would be comfortable in this kind of an environment, especially someone who is new? Can you invite someone now and say, come to my church and let's go? And the person will see this kind of a thing. Do you expect the person to come back another day? No, no, no. I think some people have used the name of God in vain a lot. Some people have used the umbrella of Christ as a covering, as a disguise, as a shield to practice their evil activities. Some people practice some kind of evil witchcrafts in church, and they want to use the name of Christ and use church so as to cover up and to blind people so that nobody would even understand what is happening. But like the saying goes, nothing is hidden under the sun. No matter how long you carry out or perpetrate evil, definitely it would unleash itself one day when you even least expect. This is just a full act of demonic worship. There is nothing like this in the Bible. This is so horrible. It's so sad because it's painting a very bad picture and bad image about Christians, especially in the minds of people that have a different notion about Christianity. And then you now tell the person or show the person this, or the person walks into an environment like this. The person would definitely never want to have anything to do with the church, because it would be like, oh, probably this is what happens in all other churches. I'm not going to the church ever again. And you wouldn't blame that person, because why you come in and you see something like this? Anyone who comes in here will be like, oh no, this is not it. The person will just run away. It's so bad and pathetic that these days even some leaders lead their people in the wrong direction. And some people, anything that their leader says, even if it's right or wrong, they just follow up with whatever he or she is teaching them. For the fact that someone is a leader doesn't mean that the person is not bound to make mistakes, or doesn't mean that the person is not bound to lead people in a wrong path. And then you knowing fully well that certain things are not right, all because the person is your leader. Shouldn't that be enough for you to sit down and have a pause and rethink, should I go ahead with this all because the person is a leader, or should I take a step backwards? Because some people have been carried away with these things because they look up to their leaders like a god, or like a worshipping human being that they needed to pay homage to. And then anything this leader says or instruct them to do, that's what they will do. They don't even take a step backwards to pause and ask themselves questions if this is the right step to take, or if this is the right thing to do. Please, irrespective of the fact that these people are leaders, leaders can lead you wrongly. They can give you bad instructions, and they know that anything they say, you will do it because you are their leaders, in quotes. But you don't have to follow everything a leader says, because some of these people are misleading. They have their own ulterior motive, and once you're being carried away, you end up getting yourself in a very difficult situation you never expected to find yourself. Who knows what the leader of this church is actually leading his people into? Maybe this is another way of luring people into some occult societies or into some evil darkness in their lives, and they don't even know. And they'll be following the leaders and going about their instructions and ensuring that they do exactly what their leaders are saying. Because to some people, they feel these leaders are their mini gods, that they know it all. So anything the leader says, that is what they have to ensure that they keep to. You'll find out that there were some people that were into some dark worship, and their leader was really leading them on, and they kept on following what this leader was doing, to the point that they started worshiping this particular leader like a mini god. But eventually he was caught up in the act, and then he got arrested. And some of the members, after he got arrested, is like their eyes just opened. Some of the members started making horrible confessions of how this leader in that cult group was leading them on. At first they thought it was a Christian group, but later they found out that they were giving them marks all over their bodies and all. They were worshipping evil things, and they were just carried away, all because this was what the leader wanted them to do. You don't have to be carried away by anybody you say is your leader. Yes, you listen to them, but at the same time, you need to weigh both things, weigh both options, and find out if this person is really leading you in the right direction. That's why you have the discernment spirit. You decide and find out what is right and what is wrong. Not everything a leader tells you is right, or not every direction that a leader is leading you to is right. Some leaders would ensure that they do their best to lead you into the right direction, but some, they are after their own ulterior motives or what they will gain. Some even sell their members off into demonic world, that they have sold themselves to the devil, and unknown to these members that they have sold themselves to the devil, and horrible things start happening to them or to their families. They'll be wondering where all of these things are coming from, unknown to them that they have already sold their lives or their souls to the devil long ago without them knowing. People need to be very careful. Be very careful whom you listen to and the kind of footsteps you take. Some leaders have misled a lot of people to their own grave. You should think twice, because the world is changing these days, and it's so painful because people use this umbrella of Christ to use it as a shield for their evil purpose, for their evil acts. And then you, as their members, will just keep on following them, and unknown to you that you're being lured into some powers and forces of darkness. Some people have even sold their family members, unknown to them that they have sold their family members to the devil. When you see your family member, somebody is falling ill unnecessarily, some people are passing away unnecessarily, you will just be asking yourself, where is all of this coming from? Some of these leaders do these things to gain powers. You don't know where they have been going to, or where they have been spending their nights, or things they have been doing in secret. Meanwhile, they use this as an avenue to grab some kind of powers to themselves. So they will now come out and perform certain miracles or powers for you, and you'll be like, wow, this person is God sent. Unknown to you that this person only used you or used the members in the church to acquire power secretly from powers of darkness, and he will come and display these things. Then you make you be following him or her. Anything the person says, you will do it because you have seen some strange things or miracle according to you that has never happened before. Then if the person say jump into this place, you follow the person and jump. Anything the leader says, you will do it because he is the leader, and you have seen certain performances or miracles this person has carried out that is unimaginable or unbelievable for the eyes. Please don't be carried away or lured by things like this. You don't have to listen or follow everything leaders say. You need to please check it properly. Some leaders are misleading. Some leaders would ensure that they take you into the right direction of Christ, real Christ, not evil forces or powers of darkness. The Bible is always there for people to go back and make reference or to confirm whatever your leader have actually said. Saying things are not in the Bible, and they would now form, some people will twist it and turn it upside down to suit the congregation or to excite the congregation. You know, some people are just out just to ensure that they gain that publicity, that fame, and they are ready to go to any length or any extent to achieve that purpose. So some of them would perform unimaginable things in the eyes, and then when you see all those things, you're blown, your mind is just carried away, and you'll be like, oh, anything this person says, I will do it, no matter what it will cost you. Please be very, very careful. Think twice before you take any instruction given to you. Ask yourself a whole lot of questions and find out, go back to your Bible and check if these things are real. Or some people, it's not even in the church, some of these leaders, even some other groups, some clubs like that they have out there, you would think probably it's a rehabilitation center, a correctional center, or a place where you go, you find peace, where people come together and then they express their pains, they express their feelings. Sometimes some people use this avenue when they see that people are vulnerable. They would now use them as a bait to get what they really want. They'll now start controlling your mind. Some people's minds are controlled by some of these people that they claim they are leaders. You will start seeing yourself doing some horrible things that ordinarily you can't do on a very clear eye or on a very good day. They will use your mind because they feel that this person has been either gone through a whole lot in the past and you're ready to find peace or you want to change your ways, then instead of these people helping you, they even endanger your life the more. When they start doing things, you're like, wow, wow. When that wow start coming into your head, anything the person says you will do, irrespective of what the person has asked you to do. So please be very, very careful, especially people that are in charge of some groups, either in the church, social groups. Some of them are not real. Some of them are just out to have their own personal gains and fame. And so they will use every opportunity they have to use their members to achieve those things. No matter how terrible or horrible it is, they would do that because they know that anything they open their mouth and say to you as a member, you are willing to go to that extent and do it. Friends, what do you think about this? Seeing these people bowing down to these goats hang on the cross, is this another way of worship? Is this a special way to invite Christ in the church? Or is this a new age of worship that people are yet to know about? Please, if you have anything to say regarding this, you can put that down at the comment section. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Thank you for coming up today. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Friends, I'm here today to talk about how to start up a new YouTube channel. So for those that are looking to start up a new YouTube channel, probably you've been trying to figure out how to go about it, or you have been trying to see what it entails or what you need to start. That's why I'm here today, to give you the easy way for you to get this done. Not just the easy, but the best method, and also to give you or to talk about the best teacher who will give you all that is required for you to start up your own YouTube channel. This is a teacher. He is really successful with his YouTube, and he has been a teacher for so long now. Teacher is MalawiT. He's going to give you a step-by-step method on how to start up your own YouTube channel. No stone unturned. Every step of the way, he's going to lead you through it. You have links that you can actually reach out to him and communicate with him directly. That's MalawiT there. You can see the huge successes he has made in YouTube. You can see his silver, you can see the gold, you can also see his revenue that he's actually making on YouTube, which is very huge. He is going to give you a YouTube step-by-step tube mastery class, every step of the way, from the beginning of the opening of the channel to how you can start up and put up your videos. He is leaving no stone unturned, like I said. So for those that are seeking for how to start up their own YouTube channel, this is the easiest and the fastest way for you to have access to this particular teacher who is honest and straightforward, and you will enjoy every bit of the class, and you will have lots of gain. At the end of your class, you will have lots to hold on to and to start up your own YouTube channel. It's going to be like an ABC class, starting from the scratch. So please, for those of you that are interested in starting up your own YouTube channel, MalawiT, he is the teacher, and you will have direct access to him. I'm dropping the link below, so please, you just click on that link and you will have access to MalawiT's class. He is going to give you the whole content of YouTube and all that it takes for you to be successful in YouTube, and how to start YouTube from the scratch. Like I said, and I'm going to repeat, he's leaving no stone unturned. And it's so interesting that if you have any kind of complaint, no matter the time you have this complaint or you are confused about anything, you can communicate directly to him and he will give you a response as soon as he gets your question, or as soon as he gets your mail or anything you're trying to confirm from him. He is quick at responding and he will give you the right answers. And even if you go elsewhere to search, you find out that what he is saying is actually true. He wouldn't mislead you. So please, for those of you that want to start your own YouTube channel from the scratch and see how you can be successful on YouTube, please go to this link, click on the link below, so you have access to the teacher. That's the teacher there you can see and see his success. You can go through that and then you click on the link so that you can have direct access to MalawiT himself. This teacher, you will enjoy and enjoy every bit of the classes that he's going to give to you. So friends, do not forget to click the link below so you have access to MalawiT's Tube Mastery class, and he will give you the best teaching for YouTube you would really need to start your own channel. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please, for those that have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you once again, and God bless you all.